ugly aloud. Are you ready? Here we go. Fashion is the art, designers are the gods, models play the part of angels in the dark. Which one of you would ever dare to go against that beauty is a trade and everyone is paid? Fashionista, how do you look? Fashionista, how do you look? New York, London, Paris, Milan, Tokyo, I think it's in Japan. Asia, Malaysia, Las Vegas to play. LA, if you pay my way. Fashionista.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are we tonight? I hope we're being safe, healthy, and happy tonight. My name is Miss Morgan, the queen so nice they named her thrice. I am also your current Miss Gay Delaware America 2024. I'm so excited to be here. We have two fabulous people to talk to this evening. But before we get into that, I just want to make sure you know that I saw that amazing video with that sickening song of Miss Gay America. Shout out to Miss Andorra who put that together. But I have to say, the next time I come through, I'm going to create a whole new video because not only do we have a new reigning Miss Gay America, Miss Ivy Drip, but we also have a Fierce Femme division. We also have the Esquire division too. So we are going to just put it all together and make a fabulous Fierce video. So definitely make sure you tune in next time to see that opening act. But listen, so before we get into our fabulous guests tonight, which I'm so excited to talk to, I know it's going to be fierce. So make sure if you're watching right now, hit that share button. The more people we bring in, the more fun we have, and the more you grow and love, if you already haven't already loved the Miss Gay America system as a whole, as well as the Femme and the Esquire division. So before that, as Miss Gay Delaware, I just wanted to give myself a shout out for locking in with my promoter, Scarlett Masters, for the weekend that we're going to have the pageant system. So it's going to be October 18th is the Miss Gay Delaware, as well as October 19th is the Femme division. So make sure you check it out. Check out the website as well. And we just can't wait to have a great time. I know that it's a regional, so people in the outside states can come in. We're going to have up to 10 contestants, so get your ticket now. In addition to that, I just wanted to also give a shout out to my charity, Nurse Morgan Helps, that raises fund and awareness for at-risk youth for the LGBTQIA plus community. I just did my first event this year and it went off smashingly. I have just confirmed that on June 20th, if you're in the Wilmington area at the Queen, I'm doing another charity event, so you don't want to miss it. But without further ado, I'm just going to bring in these fabulous guests because I'm so excited to talk to them and I know you're excited to get to know them. Without further ado, let's bring in the first, our former Miss Gay America 2001, Miss Charity Case. Oh, you thought I was going to say something wrong, didn't you, girl? Because
I did. Yep. I thought you were going to say 2021 or, yeah.
I've been practicing because sometimes when you get excited and you're getting excited to talk to someone, it's just natural.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much. And also, it wouldn't be a show if we didn't have the fabulous, fierce, and amazing Casey Sunshine, our former Mr. 2022. Sorry, yeah. I was trying to say the correct title.
You got it. Yes.
Welcome, babe. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to see you both. Hello, everybody.
Good to see you, Casey.
I thought I'd give the illusion of this, like whatever blue-green this is, because we are fabulous and sunshiny all day long. So I figured, why not give that color out on the logos here? So once again, thank you. But why don't we start with Charity? Why don't you introduce yourself and just say a little fun fact about yourself to everyone?
Well, my name is Charity Case, or my real name is Mark Coleman. Couple things you may not know about me. I do work during the day. I'm a mortgage loan officer, so I'm actually sitting in my office right now. And I love puppies, and this is Max. And Max is my baby. We lost his brother a little while ago, and so Max is being very spoiled. And we just recently moved to Colorado, and he loves it here. And look, I think he's asleep or going to sleep. And a lot of people don't know this because I'm much older than so many people, and that's fine because I'm alive. But I got my start in Kansas City and am a former Miss Gay Missouri. And so Casey and I have a tie there as well. So I'm really happy to be here. And Max wants down now. Do you want down now?
Adore. What kind of baby is he?
He's a Shih Tzu.
I had a Shih Tzu when I was younger. The hair goes so, some
people. Well, we had him buzz not too long ago just for something fresh, and he didn't like it, but it's growing back now.
Yeah.
He had to wear sweaters even when it was warm.
Oh, so cute, so cute. Speaking of cute, Casey, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Good to see y'all.
Introduce yourself and say hi to everyone and a little bit about you.
Hey everyone, so my name is Aniceto Herrera, but you all probably know me as Casey Sunshine. By day, I am your happy-go-lucky, positive fourth grade teacher, and by night, I am your happy-go-lucky, positive male entertainer on the weekends. From right here in Kansas City, where I host and show direct every Saturday at Missy B's, where Charity knows where that is.
Yes, I do.
Before we missed you, Charity. And a fun fact that people might not know about me is I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. I'm a trained dancer in many different styles of ballet, tap, jazz, Mexican folklore, and hip hop. I learned street dancing like in the streets, going to like underground battles when I was younger. And when I was 10 years old, actually was a lovely second alternate in a national dance competition in Los Angeles. So that was my first real, like, I guess, introduction to competition and what would later become pageantry when I first learned what like first alternate and second alternate meant. And then later on, it made sense to me when I was
smiling. I'm smiling from ear to ear. That is a fabulous one. Both fabulous fun facts. Casey, what's your favorite dance style? Like if you had to pick one that was your go-to.
My go-to, honestly, I love traditional Mexican folklore. If you've ever seen like mariachis and traditional Mexican dancing, that's what I grew up doing. I was the new kid on the block. So my parents enrolled me in the neighborhood dance troupe here in Kansas City called El Grupo Totonilco. My godmother, actually, she's my godmother now, is the director of the group. And so I've gone back several years and been a teacher and helped out. If you ever hear me complain about my knees, that's why, because I've been stomping and tapping my feet for 30 plus years. Yeah. So, but it's very close to my heart because it's my culture as well. So I love it.
I do have to, before I move forward, ask you about what did you say? Like the underground dance,
underground hip hop. Yeah.
What was that like? Was that like a rumble between two dance squads, or like?
Very much so. If you've ever saw the movie like You Got Served back in the day, the old dance movies are like their dance battles, underground battles. That's what I kind of started doing in high school. When my friends started like showing me crumping and popping, locking and breakdancing, b-boying and stuff like that. So when people see me on stage, they're like, "Where'd you learn to dance?" Like literally, I went to underground street battles and would watch, and then I started getting involved in dancing, and that's how I learned how to do hip hop dancing.
Well, let's hope now. Let's hope now the people that are watching, when you're at the bar and there's a good song, they don't come up to you and just start trying to battle. Because first of all, we know the experience, they'll be served.
Yeah. No, I don't want to embarrass anybody, specifically myself and my knees, though.
I'm screaming. So Charity, you said you're in mortgage, is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
Since about 2006.
Okay, so it's quite some time.
Yeah.
And that's your day job. And then do you still perform as well?
I do not perform as much anymore. Actually, I've really cut back. I mean, the only time I perform if it's something I really want to perform at, like Miss Gay America. Even though I feel like that is winding down. I will go like, if you want, I would come to Miss Delaware.
Don't start none. There won't be none, Miss Charity.
There you go. But no, I mean, if I, like last year, I performed at Miss Gay Texas, and but I just, I think I've done my time. I performed for 40 years now. I mean, and or more, a little bit more, because first time I went to Miss Gay America was when Naomi won. So Miss Gay America 1984.
Wow.
85, yeah. And that's when I met Cody Collins. That was her first year as well. And it's her birthday today. So she's just been on my mind. So I just really, I think, I don't know. I still love it. I love being on stage. I was a performance major in college. And I love performing, but I really don't, this sounds awful, but I hate being in a bar anymore. Sure. I mean, not if I'm sitting having a drink and watching, but I don't want to go to a bar and work anymore. I mean,
so let's talk about when you first started doing drag and performing.
Yes.
So did you perform, because you said you went to school for performing, correct?
Yes.
So what inspired you to get into drag and 40 years ago, correct? So,
Correct. The first thing I did, actually, my first night in drag, I entered a little pageant in Kansas City called Discovery 1983. And I was in college at UMKC. And we were at the Tent, a bar called the Tent that's no longer there. And my roommate said, look, you should do this. The winner gets $150. And honestly, I did do it just, out of fun. I mean, I didn't even have a name when I showed up that night. But the first song I did was If They Could See Me Now. And so the MC said, well, I need your name. MC was Sandy Kay, Casey. Yeah. And he said, girl, everybody has a name. And so I said, well, just call me Charity. I'm never going to do this again. And she said, Charity what? And I said, Charity Case. I don't care. Honest, true story. And, but I won that night. I won, and I looked awful. And I won. My wig looked like something that a pilgrim might have landed in America with.
Did you do your own makeup?
Yes. I had a little help from some of my fabulous friends, but it wasn't enough. I had on CoverGirl foundation. I also still had braces on my teeth. And yeah, I mean, I've got a few pictures. I wore like an elbow length dress and my arms were just hairy, and
I want to see that picture.
Yeah.
Everyone probably find you a picture in the archives here at UMKC.
Probably, but I won. And so then a couple of people offered me shows, and one of them was Melinda Ryder in Kansas City, who is still my BFF. We, have been best friends for years. And so I just started performing a little bit here and there. And then they had in February a new bar downtown. It was called Ebenezer's Follies, had a contest, Queen of Hearts. And I went down and entered that. All you had to do was a number. I did Jennifer Holiday's, and I'm telling you, because it was brand new, I won that contest. And then they offered me a job in the showcast. And so I was still in college, and I was I had to learn to do my foundation and everything. I didn't know how to do really anything. Mm-hmm. And I was in a production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, playing Zoodalus. And I would put on my pantyhose underneath the tights I wore for my character. And then when I started doing my own makeup and stuff, I got to where I even put on my drag foundation for the show, because I thought, who cares? And, and then I would do a performance and then be off to the show bar and hop in drag. And, I was young. I had a lot of energy. And I worked there Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I had to go by. I didn't have stuff,
Sure.
But it was a lot of fun. And that's where I met all the Miss Americas at the time, because they all came in and performed. So I met Francesca Wakeland and Jennifer Fox. And of course, I knew Naomi, or met her right after, and then Tasha Cole.
Wow. It's so interesting, because you've seen now progression of change in all great ways, and always going up the plateaus of great stuff. So it's interesting to hear your beginnings, and just I'm sure even makeup for you is different now than it was back then.
Absolutely.
Or just your styles and stuff, and it's just so fascinating. I've been doing, I think, drag for 8 years, and I'm still evolving and changing. So it's just really, really cool to hear.
Well, hope you always do. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's something kind of, not to belittle anyone else's drag, because it's all valid, right? But you know, when you see somebody who's been wearing like the same makeup scheme for even 2 or 3 years, I
Yeah.
just think yawn. You know, are you really an artist if you're not putting anything into evolving? I mean, art should always be evolving.
Sure, and because you're always leveling yourself up or raising your
Correct.
bar, and I totally agree with that. I have to say, I did my research with you, Charity, and I was watching a couple of videos on the YouTube that the kids watch, and I'm telling you, you are fierce. Your handography, like you
Thank you.
just I don't even know how, but you do,
Thank
and
you.
it's fabulous. So,
Thank you.
and you know what? Before we move forward, I did pull over a video of, because I'm sure there's so many fabulous opening numbers. I don't ever get to see them normally because I'm in the back, so I don't ever get to see all the great opening numbers. But for some reason, this one slid over, and I was just in awe. Like, where was that your step down stage at?
It was in Dallas at the Dallas Convention Center.
Did you have everything specifically made the way that you wanted it for the back?
Yes, actually, because it was the 25th anniversary.
Okay.
And when Sabrina was crowned the 25th Miss Anniversary Miss America, Norman pretty much, he went really kind of all out on the budget. Also, I will say that I got along with Norman beautifully during my year, and I never got in trouble. So like when it came, which is shocking for a lot of people, because I do have a mouth sometimes on me. But I did my job and I had a fabulous year. So Norman wanted me to have a fabulous give up. He also wanted it to be a great video. Mm-hmm. So like that year, he had 3 cameras. I mean, they had like the cameras that zoomed across which was, I mean, you know, especially when you think about how long ago it was. But, you know, I got to completely, you know, do all of that and be in all the meetings with the set design and stuff. And that was great.
It's cool. I'm going to give you a little shout out right now so the viewers that can see just how, I mean, this is just a whisper of things that you're capable of. I just want to say that right now, because I did see a bunch of other videos, but I'm just going to play this real quick.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat, or help you feed your pussycat. Men grow cold at, 'cause that's when those louses go back to their spouses. Diamonds are
What I loved about that too is it went right into the can, and you were just like ready to go, like you were pumped, and it was.
I had a great time.
You did,
and you probably didn't recognize him, but the one guy standing right beside me with the buzzed off hair is my husband, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. That it was incredible. It was cool to watch. I could watch like when the Formers came out and all that.
And we got to come up from the bottom. It was great.
It was really
so good. And those men were beautiful too.
And then Diamond's our girl's best friend. So
and it had just come out, so it wasn't.
It was the hot moment. That's cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So Casey, not to bring it to you, but here we come.
Yes.
So I do. Okay, so you started performing at a younger age with dancing. So what got you into doing the Mr. stuff? Like, where did that all start to transpire?
I actually started doing drag, believe it or not, when I was about 16, 17 years old here in Kansas City.
As a queen or as a Mr.?
Yes.
Sure. Yes.
Yes. Actually, as a queen first.
Okay.
I will say I was a lovely little Duchess princess. Here we had a local youth group and a youth LGBT center called Passages.
Okay.
That has been here. Passages is actually the oldest LGBTQ youth drop-in center in the country, and it was started here in, I believe, 98. I might be off by a couple years, but yeah, in the 90s it was started, and so it was a place for youth to come and hang out. And then every Saturday they had what was called Club Queer. And they had a DJ and the kids could come out. It was from 8 to midnight and there were adults supervising theirs, but we got to come and just dance and be our queer selves. And then some of the local drag queens from the city would come in once a month and help those of us who were interested in performing, put us in drag. People like Flo, Charity, or Mulan would come in, and they would, Desiree Love, my drag mother, would come in and put us in drag and help us, teach us about makeup. They would come in like on a Wednesday and give us like a little workshop of how to cut up a dress and turn it into a dance costume. You know, little things, tricks of the trade that kids kind of forget now, but we had mentors that did that for us. And I was a theater kid. I loved theater. I'd been in theater production. So I knew a little bit about makeup, about how to exaggerate it for the stage. So the drag makeup, then it was then finding feminine features in your makeup to exaggerate that. So that's, for me, it was really easy to equate theater and drag as one. And from there, we just, once a month, they would allow us to do a youth show hosted by one of the professional queens who would come in and host a show. And they'd be maybe 4 or 5 of us come out and do a number. And we'd be in our little Forever 21 outfits and stuff in the thrift store. We learned at a young age, thrift stores are your best friends. Go there and get some glue and scissors and see what you can make, you know? So that's where it started. And then there was a local youth pageant when I was 18 called the Youth Royalty Court. We're actually bringing it back this year. Pride is bringing it back in Kansas City. And it was the second year for it. They added a division for male entertainers and AFAB female entertainers. At the time, there was a prince and princess, and those were a drag king and drag queen who were youth. And then that year in 2008, I decided to go for the Duke of Kansas City Gay Pride. And I was crowned the Duke, the first Duke of Kansas City Pride. And just like a regular pageant, it was based off the America system. We had to go out and do a presentation. We had a model. We had to do a talent. We then had to do formal wear and gown, and then do an onstage question and answers. So, and in the audience was friends and family. There were Miss Missouris, Miss Kansas Cities, other local performers who were there to support the youth. So I won my first pageant at 18, and I was hook, line, and sinker. You weren't getting rid of me after that. I loved it. I fell in love with performing. And again, it was theater. So as a theater kid, and I love public speaking, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can speak and perform.
And that's one thing that I definitely, there's many things that I love about you, but you just are electric on stage, and you, in your sweet way, this is about this way I feel like I can say it, in your sweet way, you're so, like, people just draw to you because you just have that kindness, but you're just so, like, you are who you are, and you put it out there, and that's just where people draw to you. And I just think it's amazing that you just can put your love of, like, the arts and then get up there and still do you, and then inspire other people too. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
I mean it. I mean, I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. So, okay. So Casey, right? Where does Casey come from then? So if after you were the dude.
Yeah. So it came from, well, I'm going to put some stuff out there. When I first started performing in drag, my name was Cece.
Okay.
And I was named after Christina Aguilera because I love Christina Aguilera. And my best friend had just passed away. Her name was Clarissa. So I took on Clarissa Christina. And so they called me Cece until I started doing boy drag. And at that time, I was actually one of the hosts and producers of a teen talk show, radio show here in Kansas City every Saturday. And we talked about different topics that were affecting youth and a youth point of view from that on that topic. And my tagline was, "This is your boy Setho, aka the Sunshine of Kansas City." That was my intro every time I was on the radio. And so when it came to doing drag, I was like, I love the name Sunshine. It was from Queer as Folk. Those of us who know the original Queer as Folk, Justin was the character that I related to. I was 17 when I started watching the show. Justin was 17 when he came out. I related to him as a character. So I loved Sunshine. And I thought, well, the name Casey is kind of like ambiguous. It can be male, female, kind of in between. So if I took the letters and made it Kansas City, KC, it can also stand for my hometown. So if by some chance I keep doing this and going in drag, no matter where I go, I can always represent my city of Kansas City. So the letter KC, KC Sunshine, just kind of went together, and I've been that since I was 17.
So did you ever stumble into your Brian?
I did. His name is Derek, my husband. I met him almost 10 years ago now.
You know,
on that first
you brought me back when you said Queer as Folk. Whoa, I just like that was a flashback of memories. So those who are watching, it's a queer show. I think it was based out of Toronto, right?
Yeah, it was based out of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, right?
It was filmed in Toronto.
Right, that's
Yeah.
right.
So they remade it. If you've ever seen the remake, it's so good. It's very, very woke, and I love how diverse the new series is. But when I came out, like, we didn't have that many queer
Right.
shows, so I would actually watch it and sneak watch it at night because I was afraid of being caught watching a gay show. Little did I know, like, my parents were very accepting and very, very supportive. But at that time, I was just like, I don't know if I'm allowed to watch a gay show as a queer youth. So watching it and then relating to Justin, I was like, I love that character. I'm him.
I'll tell you. I mean, I'm a certain age as well, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying in general. Like when that came out, it's all the same feels. Like it's just empowering that you get to watch something that you kind of identify with,
Yeah.
whatever character you are,
Mhm.
and because it's still things were still developing, I guess, as far as acceptance, even today. But like,
Well,
Yeah,
can I
totally.
just jump in real quick? Very much, because when we saw it, it was so, it was like shocking to us because, if the only time we heard gay people talked about on television was for them to tell us that they were sick or that they needed help. There wasn't, I say that a lot when Queer as Folk was on, when watching Glee, I thought, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have known what to do with those. I would have been so excited in high school, especially since I had already played the part of Rachel during my high school years. So to see her, reliving my life was fantastic. But then all of her, the gay friends, it was so incredible to see that. So I didn't want to interrupt, but I just thought, that's one of the things that bothers me about politics right now is because when I don't see gay people involved, I think you all do not know what it was like for us 40 years ago when we didn't know if we could, I don't ever even think about telling people I'm gay now. But then I went to work. I had jobs and I would have never told the people at my work I was gay because they could have just said, go home, and not just legally because they could, but just because they would want to. They, would almost be feared to be around me, like I was going to somehow turn them into a homosexual.
Yeah.
So Charity, since you kind of brought it up, so I actually was going to ask you as well. So when you first started doing drag, it was 40 years ago. So was it a lot more like, could you get in drag and then walk to your event or go to your event, or did you have to get ready at the event?
Well, no, I will say I was in Kansas City and I had an apartment on the plaza and, it all felt very progressive and stuff at the time. I actually I would get in. Sometimes I went to the club, but this is so embarrassing that I think I'm turning red. I guess I really liked driving with a dress on. So I wanted to get in drag at home so I could get in my own car and drive myself to the club. And I love to spread my dress out and look at my legs and stuff while I was driving. It was kind of, I don't know. That's something I've never admitted to anybody except for really close friends.
I loved you, but now you kind of just went up like another notch for me. You did.
That's funny, Charity, because when I was younger, I used to think it was an accomplishment to drive in my heels.
Me too.
The bar. I was like, girl, I drove all the way in heels. Y'all can't tell me nothing. And I was flooring it. I knew how to drive, and my feet were just as good in the heels. So
I'd hop on 35 because I lived on the plaza and drive to downtown to the riverfront. And I just thought, I felt like a woman.
Oh, it's definitely a cool feeling to be able to.
That girl would have wanted to be Miss Femme America, not Miss Gay America.
Yes, talk about Miss Femme for a minute, Naomi. Okay, do you see these pictures that she's turning out right now?
Yes, and she is lovely and beautiful. And I think many of us have known exactly how lovely and beautiful she was for a long time.
For a long time.
But it was an incredible contest. I'm so glad that it's here. I'm also glad that we were allowed to stay and some of us play a part in it and host. I got to host some of it, and it was fun. And it's just plus it's just so nice to see other female impersonators and women who look like me instead of, because I'm used to standing around like Dex and Tatiana. So it's nice to be around other feminine, beautiful ladies.
Yes. It was awesome to witness. It was so amazing to witness.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I'm kidding about my sisters, but I just wondered if they were watching.
Those are my wives. I'll agree with you.
They're very manly.
Casey, can we dip into the Esquire?
Yeah.
Mr. Esquire, Mr. Gay Esquire America. Is that correct?
Gay America Esquire.
Gay America Esquire. Thank you for correcting me. So can you tell the viewers a little bit about what's going on with that fun?
Yeah, so we have a new system for our males in the Gay America. As you know, we've had males competing in the Gay America system since 1983, and we are making sure that tradition continues and that legacy continues. With Gay America Esquire, I'm really honored to be the new national promoter of Gay America Esquire, and we have our inaugural Gay America Esquire, Christopher Inez Onyx. You interviewed him last month, which was a great interview. I was very proud of him. He did an amazing job.
He did.
So he's continuing the brotherhood within the Gay America system that has been passed down for over 40 years now. So I'm really excited to get things going. We have our prelims. Our prelim season will start in June, kicking off with Gay Southern Esquire in Junction City. So I'm really excited to have that as our inaugural. When I was reigning in 2022, I had a wonderful time at Southern America. So we're really happy to see that is the first one of our season. And we have many more in the works. We're looking at possibly 8 to 10 prelims to be announced this year. And it's an amazing team of promoters that we have. We have an amazing new board. As I always tell people, I'm one person. I have great ideas, but I can only do so much. And I know a teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
So we have an amazing 7-person board made up of former Miss Americas, a former male Mr. Americas, promoter representation. We have a community member represented, as well as our reigning and our most recent step down, Gio Johnson, to offer feedback on his reign. So we got big things coming in the Gay American Esquire, and our nationals will be next year here in Kansas City, actually, Charity.
Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm getting my ticket to go there too. I can't wait. Do you have a date yet or no?
We do. April 30th and May 1st are prelim nights. Okay. And May 2nd will be our final night. We have a venue and hotel confirmed, which will be released very, very soon. But the cool thing is that the theater and the host hotel will be adjoining, similar to how Miss America is in Little Rock. So nice and convenient right there for everybody to get to.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
I have the date down. I'm excited. Yes. It's going to be amazing, and you behind it. I know it's going to be nothing less but amazing. So
we're super excited. We've got a lot of amazing support, and we've got review shows that will be happening at Missy B's. So Charity, if you can make it, we'd love to see you back here in your hometown and get you back where you started, because it'd be amazing to have some of our legacy.
I love that.
But we're very, very excited. And very,
Casey, where can so I think, if I remember correctly, because I was just looking, the Miss Gay America website that I have down below has the divisions that you can click on. Will bring you to the websites. Does Mr. Gay America Esquire?
Yeah, so GayAmericaEsquire.com and the Gay America Esquire division. We're working very closely. We are a division of Mad Angel Entertainment. Michael and Rob have been phenomenal mentors, helping me get this off the ground and continuing to support us. So
they're excellent.
Yes, they truly are, quote unquote, excellent when it comes to mentoring and helping us with the system and making sure that our male division is continued legacy and excellence. So you can access us through GayAmericaEsquire.com or through the Miss Gay America website as well. And all of our information is there, along with all of our formers and our brotherhood, information for promoters to look into, and those promoters who are wanting to join. We welcome you. And our system will now be mirroring that of Miss Gay America and Femme. Divisions will be the same across the board. Scoring is the same across the board. The only difference is evening gown, we will have red carpet fashion. But subcategories will be the same. And we're also bringing back presentation for our male contestants.
Amazing.
And the way you could really think about it, because I think the Mr. not having Mr. on it trips you up a little bit, Morgan. And
I do apologize. I hope I'm not being
Esquire takes the place. That's the explanation of male in this context.
Thank you.
Because it's, opened. So, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and you know what? I could have just looked at my cheat sheet right next to your name, but here we are. I'm sorry. I hope so. Congratulations on Gay America Esquire.
Thank you. Yes. Looking forward to having all of our male entertainers, both cis and trans male.
Yes.
We welcome them both into our system.
I love it.
Which that part's not new.
Correct. We've had male entertainers, cis and trans, in our system since my reign as Mr. Gay Missouri. And my step down, actually, we had the year that I won, we had in 2022, we had the first trans male compete, which was Trigger Sanchez from Iowa. And then the year that I stepped down, we had two more, JC Rios and Abs Hart competed. And then last year, JC Rios also competed as well. So we're happy to welcome all of our trans and cis males alike in the Gay Esquire system.
It's wonderful. And if I didn't love the system anymore, it just continues to just everything. Right. It's just incredible to, and here, me personally, I've only been a part of the system really right before the pandemic, just starting. And then I picked it back up after the pandemic, and just seeing just the changes from there. So I can't imagine, like, for you, Charity, the changes that you've seen, and just, it's just amazing. And I have to continue as well to give a shout out to Mike and Rob, because they're just, that is their drive. They're continuing to just stay in the now, support the people around them, and just continue to just uplift. And it's continuing.
What I appreciate about both of them is they actually have ideas and thoughts, and they act on them, but they actually put their money where their mouth is, instead of, and what they say they're going to do, and it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I really love that. I mean, when I was competing, it was Norma Christie was, the promoter, and I loved working with Norman. And I was Norman's show director for a year. I moved to Little Rock, and was his show director like in 85, 86 or 86. Anyway, sometime is a long time ago. Then of course, Larry and Terry, and they've all had their own different styles. And then also the actual first person, and I'm having a memory slip right now, from Nashville, that owned Miss America, that started it. Right. Anybody can help me? No. Okay.
They're going to put it right in the chat.
It's in the right in the chat.
I know. I'm sure. Susie Wong's on here. She knows. They're good friends, and I've
calling Ecstasy, calling Susie.
Right. Dex knows him too. Yeah, we all do. Anyway, it's there have been many
changes. Gary Peak.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. Who wrote it?
Katia.
Of
course, she knew that.
Yeah. So Katia's watching.
Love Katia. She turns out some beautiful dresses. That one.
We go back a long way.
Yeah. So not to change the subject, but now I want to get to know the both of you just a whisper more. So, Charity, you said you're in Colorado now. You moved to Colorado.
Yes, we're in Fort Collins.
So what do you do for fun in Colorado? What do you love to do for you?
Well, we've only been here 3 weeks, but we're doing literally, we truly just moved here. We sold our house in Dallas, and really we moved from Dallas for political reasons. I couldn't stand, our Hot Wheels governor. And they're horrible. I know that's not nice, but I give people what they give me. But I just couldn't stand the politics. And, I said, there's just something scary about, I felt that way, but Jimmy, my much better half, was very panicked about it. And I just said, like the day after the election, we can move. And I don't think he really took me serious. And he said, well, I would love that, but I know that, that's asking a lot. By the next week, I had our house like almost sold. I mean, we sold our house like to the first person who looked at it, which was really worked out really well. And then we actually just kind of picked here by, I love Colorado. Mm-hmm. So does Jimmy. But neither one of us had ever been to Fort Collins. And we moved here off of Google reviews of the city and the businesses. I mean, it was so nice. And so we sold our apartment. We got this, we sold our house. We got this apartment online. I talked to different people in apartments till I talked to these people. And the girl took me around on a tour, even of like trails and stuff that are right behind where we are. But it's lovely here. And so we went to Boulder like a couple weeks ago for an outing for the weekend and drove way up the mountain, which was very scary actually. And we were in a car, but and then this Saturday we're going to Denver to meet some friends for dinner. Okay. And so there are so many places close that, we can discover and branch out. And then, right now, like last weekend we didn't go anywhere. So we just hopped in the car and like went to see what we could see and get out and look at stuff and walk around. And
well, don't worry, Casey and I will come and visit. We'll go hiking together.
You are more than welcome.
We're gonna have a moment. It's gonna be great.
See?
I love Colorado. We're trying to plan a trip.
It's beautiful here.
We took a trip to Springs about 2 years ago. I love Colorado. It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. And I just thought it was a nice third act for us to do something different.
I think that's amazing. That tells a little bit about you, like in a positive way. Like you made a decision and you did it and you stuck to your guns.
Well, the first thing I did, I called my job and I said, is there any issue with me, moving to Colorado? And they were like, no. I already worked from home. So why would there be? But no, they were actually happy because we have employees out here that I'm their manager. So now I'm here. So and they're all like an hour away. So if I need to see them in person, I can.
And they'll come see you, right? Because you're their boss.
That's true.
Yes,
that is true.
So then what's something, wherever you live and whatever you're doing, what's something that you love to do that maybe people don't know about you? Like, do you love to ride bikes? Do you like to, travel? Do you like to?
I like to travel. I do ride bikes, but it's stationary bikes at a gym because Jimmy thinks that I'm too awkward and clumsy. And he does. That is a true story. I have tried to buy a bike. Casey, you're laughing. I've tried to buy several bikes now. And Jimmy just won't allow it. He thinks that I'm frail and I don't know. No, he thinks that I'm awkward because I am. I will walk into a wall if somebody allows me to do it.
I'm sorry.
But I love to go out with friends and eat.
Cool.
I think that's so much fun. It's one of my favorite. Well, obviously eating is something I like, but I do think it's fun. It's a great way to socialize. I love to go to the theater. We've only lived here 3 weeks, but I saw Patti LuPone's coming here the first weekend of May, so we have tickets to see her.
Casey.
Yeah.
We're going, Casey.
Yeah,
come on. She's going to be here at the Lincoln Center. So, of course, we had to explore. And we've been exploring the city, which has been really fun. And people are so nice here. And I think people are nice. Really, I think if you're nice to people, most people are nice to you anywhere. But it's really here. It's been really enjoyable.
So Charity, I have to ask, and I had to talk to you I asked you about it a little bit before we got on the live about, in 2001, you were crowned Miss Gay America.
Yes.
You were the first plus size Miss Gay America.
Yes.
Can you just tell a quick or just a little bit about that experience and the response from that? And then
I actually, I had competed at Miss America 11 times, and a lot of people go, oh my God. But back then, there was no Facebook. There was nothing. The way you became a name was to compete and make the top 10. And I would go to Miss Gay America and I would book a year out. I would take my calendar with me, a handwritten one, because we didn't have like phones to carry around, and book out my year. And it was back then, that's how you did it. There weren't so many pageant systems, so really there were just Continental and Miss Gay America.
Yeah.
And so it was just a great way, a great exposure. And I always said, and this is not nice, but I did say it many times, out of the 11 times I went to Miss America, I was in the top 10, 7 of those times. And all 7 of them, I would say to Jimmy, because we've been together for a long time, I would say, I would just like to know who the one skinny girl was that left and went to a donut shop and went, I can't believe she beat me. I know it's not nice, but we're all, a little petty.
Yeah.
And I knew that some girl who probably hadn't eaten for, like 4 months up to the pageant was just thinking, why? Why did I put myself through this? But it was actually, I competed really because I loved it.
Yeah. And
there was a time, like on my 8th and 9th year because I had been, 3rd runner-up and 4th runner-up. And, I thought, well, this is probably never going to happen, but that's okay. Because Miss America was my family. The promoters, and I'm still friends with promoters from that time period now. It was just a beautiful way to build a career. Mm. And then the last time I planned on going, I went as Miss Texas, and I thought this will be the last time I go. But we had moved to Texas, and I thought I really like to be Miss Texas. And I thought I can go back to Miss America one more time and just, shoot for the top 5. But I made the top 5 at Miss Gay America as Miss Gay Texas. And then it kind of lit something up in me again. And then I got first runner up to Katia. And I had told Jimmy, this is my last year. And then Jimmy walked up to me after I was first runner up to Katia and said, we're going back, aren't we? And I went, yes. I mean, I had just been first runner-up. That was the highest I had ever placed. That's why I don't understand. I was thrilled. You would have thought I had won. That's part of why I don't ever understand when I see people in the top 5 and they're unhappy, or somebody who placed the highest they've ever placed and they are unhappy. It's like you have to open your eyes and realize you're not the only good person there. When it's like making the top 10 is an honor. And it shouldn't ever be looked like, I came and I only made the top 10. I always think how spoiled, selfish, and Tina Crawford like these people are.
Absolutely.
It's like, move on. If they were my children, I would spank them and take their toys away.
Charity's all warmed up now. Here we go.
But they're not, and but everybody looks at it differently. But for me, those 11 years, and they weren't 11 consecutive years. It took me 4 times to win Miss Texas, and I didn't go to Miss America those 4 years. Mm. And but it was still 11 fantastic years that I wouldn't trade for anything. So if I had won early on, first year I made top 10 was when Lauren Colby won. And true story, she knows this. When they called her out as the winner, I said, who is that? She hadn't registered to me. We were in different groups. There were at least 60 contestants. So, we were in different groups. We were never in the same night. Then we became great friends. But when she was getting crowned, I was standing there and I thought, this is funny because it took me so long to win. But I was thinking, please don't crown me. I'm not ready. But in my mind, I thought, I'm the clear winner.
As you were, right?
But, but those friends and family that I made over those years has been really one of the most beautiful parts of my life.
Cool. I love that. So Casey, I'm going to switch it around a little bit now. We're going to talk about a video that I have of you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Well, trust me, it's good. It's allowed to be aired on the Facebooks, but I'm going to play it first. I talked to you a little bit about before we got.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to play it first for the peeps watching, and then I want to really talk about the inspiration and then what's it all about. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me find it. Oh my goodness. I was like so engulfed in the conversation. I got to get back.
I love it. Charity speaking words of wisdom.
Listen, and I'm listening too. All right, so here we go, Casey. This is this cutie pie that I can't stop smiling over. Here we go.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life.
So that was just a quickie. That was just a quick because there was like I don't even know how many there are.
There's one for every day of the school year.
It's a song a day.
It's a song of a day.
So please take the mic, if you will.
That is my song of the day. As I said, I'm a 4th grade teacher, and I love my students so much. They give me a new adventure every day, and so I like to start the day off when they come into class by playing music. So this evolved. My first year of teaching was during COVID, so I was all online. And we came out of COVID, and I really wanted to give my students something to look forward to come into my class. So I started just playing music as they were coming in. I would put like 80s music playlist on. It was all school appropriate, pop music, whatever they were, was hip up for that year, that day. And so they would come in, walk by my door. I would dance in front of my room and just kind of get the kids positive energy. And about my second year of teaching, I was like, you know what? I want to have some themes to this. Let's start with some themes and let's give the kids something to do. So every month there's a different theme for the song of the day. Right now it's March. So end of March, I split it up. We had musical March, and now we have Women's History Month. So all these songs are by strong, powerful women, giving you positive, like 9 to 5. We all know Dolly Parton, and women have to work hard. They're some of the hardest working inspirations that I have in my life. So each month is a different theme, and my kids actually come in and it's posted on the board, and they keep track of those songs throughout the year. They have a notebook called their Song of the Day notebook. Every day, it's the way for them to come in and find a specific task to do to get them focused on class. And they keep track of each date, the artist, and the title. And about every other week, I draw names out of a hat. And I say, okay, who's got the song of the day for March 1st? Who's got the song of the day for September 2nd? And if they keep track and they have those dates and I draw their name, then they win a prize. So I have trinkets in my room, little toys or fidgets that they can play with. And all they got to do is keep track. So it's a way for them to earn a prize by coming in, staying focused. And then it's a way for me to spread a little positivity to them. And then the videos just kind of came. I made one day and posted on Snapchat. And my friend was like, you should post that like on your Instagram and Facebook too. I was like, really? It's kind of goofy. He was like, no, but it was fun. It made me laugh in the morning. I was having a morning. You should let more people see that. You never know who's having a bad day. Mm-hmm. And I love it when I get a message from someone like, hey, I was having a really bad morning and you gave me some positive energy. Or I look forward to these every day. What's next month? If people send me requests, I'm like, oh, that's a good one. That'll come in April. April is all about the 80s. So like, I try to have themes for everybody that can get into. If you don't like musicals, or maybe you like powerful women. If you don't like powerful women, maybe you like music from the 90s or whatever. So yeah, it's just a fun way.
Do you think that it's been picking up, like more people are talking about it, or like it's getting a lot of acknowledgement? Because I watch it all. I mean, I get it.
I think so. I don't do it for the acknowledgement, really. I mean, if one or two people get positive out of it, positive energy, that's my goal. But yeah, I mean, people message me during the summer actually when I don't do summer school, and they're like, "Hey, when is school starting up again? I missed the song of the days." And so by July, I'm like, "School starts in 2 weeks," and usually I start the song of the days even before the kids come back because people have messaged me like, "What's the theme for song of the day? We're missing it. We know it's summertime." Or a couple people they'll message me. My grandma actually will message me sometimes if I won't post one. She's like, "Hey, you having an okay day?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, Grandma. What's going on?" She's like, "Well, I didn't see your song of the day, and I just want to make sure you're feeling okay." So I was like, "Oh yeah, I came in and I had a morning meeting, so I didn't get to do it, but I'm gonna post it in the afternoon because teachers have crazy schedules."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's really
Aw.
wonderful to see people like notice when I do and don't post it, and they for my grandma to just ask me sometimes like, "You having an okay day? I didn't see your positive energy in the morning." It's coming, Grandma. I had a meeting, but I love that you check up on me.
I love it. So my last question with that is the inspo for the microphone. Is that your microphone for the stage as well, or is it just like?
Yeah, I had
I
the
mean,
I had one made at first for Michael Jackson for Billie Jean, and it was black with the white on the sides. And I did it for 1 or 2 videos, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep using my performance microphone. I want to leave it at home with my drag. So let me get a couple made that I can switch interchangeable out. And I need to get more made. I always say I'm going to get more made, but then I see the price. I'm like, I'm okay with 2 of them. Then I got to get them rhinestoned.
people that are watching, if you have a nice rhinestone microphone,
If you want to, send it to me. But yes, those are microphones that I had custom made by my girl here in Kansas City, Glitter Gal. She rhinestoned everything the year that I won and continues to rhinestone for me. So I send her stuff. There's actually a lot of rhinestones in my room, signs, and my name, Mr. Herrera, is in fully rhinestone on my door, and she did that for me because it's just fun to bling it out, and the kids like, it's so shiny in here. Yeah, it's so fun.
As you should. I graduate in 43 days now with my master's as a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do, because of course my parents are more excited about the graduation. I mean, I'm just ready to like be done with it and move forward, but I'm like, I'm going to do the pictures. Well, I decided, I'm like, why wouldn't I rhinestone my cap? You know how everyone does I'm going to like tight rhinestone. It's going to be so heavy. It's going to be glued to my head.
Good.
But I'm going to be like, you know what? Why not? Why not?
Graduation.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yes. It's
You're really close to being a doctor. I mean, actually.
And very close. Well, I'm better than a doctor. I'm a nurse practitioner.
She does more.
One of my nieces is a nurse practitioner.
It's not an easy. Even getting into nursing and nursing school and stuff, it's every job is difficult, but it's like the people who have gone through the process know how crazy it is, and then nurse practitioners isn't any less. So I'm just super excited to kind of finish this path. Plus, it clears up a lot of time for when I become Miss Gay America. I have all the time in the world to reign. So just
you need all the time in the
timing.
world.
It's all about timing when you win.
You're right.
We all know that.
This is true. So I did say that I want to try and keep it around an hour, but I do want to also go around and just see if there's anything else you want to share with the viewers. Charity, can I put you on the spot and kind of just, if there's anything about you or if you want to talk about?
Well, first off, I just want to say I joke a lot about, or not a lot, but I do joke about some of my sisters that are formers, but they know that if I'm actually speaking about them, Katia knows this, it's because I love them, and love them more. I always say we have a group, an MGA group on Facebook, and I always say, I love every one of you except one. And, but I've never actually said, but I was joking. But no, besides that, I just want to say that, yeah, it is so much has changed, but, and some of it's fantastic. Some of it, as I think a lot of people, as you get older, you think, well, I miss this being there. I miss that being there. But you have to be able to let go of that. Mm-hmm. I don't think because of Facebook, and I say Facebook, but I mean all of the digital things. I don't think Miss America holds quite the mystique or glamour or elevated status that it had when, everything wasn't online. If we put everything online, then people know kind of almost too much about some of us. But I do think that for the most part, female impersonation has thrived and it has grown. And I, for one, I mean, I said at Miss America this year, just in awe of all the talent, the gowns, and just everything. So it's still like, I say things like, yes, I don't perform anymore because I don't want to be in bars, but that doesn't mean I don't love drag or everything I've accomplished. There's not I've always loved a plaque. I've always loved a crown. And there's not a plaque or a crown that I earned that doesn't just hold a lot of meaning to me. And we brought it from Dallas to here. I have a trunk that's full of plaques, but no, I'm not going to hang them because who would dust them? But
Casey and I, when we come out there.
But I do have like my Lifetime Achievement Awards and things like that out in the room, and my crown and scepter in my closet, but they're like right there. I guess because I always think, should I have to evacuate? That might be something I want. But I just think that, my final words would just be that keep growing. And, if you're a performer, make sure you're developing yourself. I mentioned to you that I thought this platform was a great tool to expand your brand, to elevate yourself, to learn about people. And, I think that is really important. So, my advice is to be yourself and to always elevate yourself, and always, you can be funny, but still love everybody and not be mean. So, and that's something I kind of learned as the more I grew up, is that, so you don't, sometimes being funny is not worth the joke.
Mm-hmm.
Just words to live by.
Yeah.
Real quick, because and then we'll get to Casey, because I was going to ask you, and we can just do it right now if it's okay.
Yes.
I always ask all the guests that are on to tell me their meaning of excellence, and it can kind of spin off of what you were just saying. Or
my meaning of excellence is just stepping up, elevation. Because I think excellence is kind of, we all know what the word means, but for me, it's about elevating yourself to a position where people want to aspire to be in that position.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Thank you so much. I really
thank you. I've enjoyed this.
I have as well. I've been smiling the whole time at the both of you. Casey, is there anything that you want to tell the viewers that maybe we haven't covered yet, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, to piggyback off Charity, I think she has a great feel of what legacy and iconic really is. I mean, to get words of wisdom from an icon who's been doing this for 40 plus years is, had I got this when I was younger, I would have been like, what? It's amazing. Like, the sense of history is awesome. And I think that's something that our America system really does a great job of honoring. Each year, going back, I've been back to Miss America since I was first a winner in 2022. And each year, it's great to see those that come year after year, but it's also great to see those who aren't able to be there every year, but to come when they can. And so it's always great to see who's going to be there this year and who I get to meet new. I've been really lucky in the America system. I was blessed when I came up in Kansas City, because America is such a huge system here in Missouri. There's a huge sisterhood with the Miss Gay Missouri system. And a lot of those performers were some of my mentors who were either dressers or they were title holders. So I've known the America system for a long time. And the first time I saw it was in 2017 in the 2.0 inception when it was brought back. So I was very blessed to see that, and then to get a sense of the legacy. And I actually attended with some former Miss Missouris when I went the first time. So they knew it was just an awe of all these Miss Americas and former Mr. Americas. It was just like, oh my God. And so I love hearing the legacy. And it's just amazing to see that our legacy is continuing now with the Esquire system, with the FEM system.
Yes.
And now we get to quote unquote create new legacy while adding to an amazing already continued legacy.
Mhm.
So
It's-
I'm super excited, and I want to invite all those gentlemen out there. If you have an inkling to join a system this year, to come back to a system, the Gay America Esquire system, we have prelims that are going to be dropping all over. As I said, are kicking off with Gay Southern Esquire, but we're working to bring an Ohio prelim, a Texas prelim, and Arizona. We're going to be having a DC with all 3 divisions, looking at a fancy division, working really hard to get a Midwest and even a Northwest regional prelim. So we're looking at having prelims in almost every corner of our country here for all those gentlemen that want to come join us, cis and trans alike. So I really am blessed to be part of this system, blessed to be part of the family. It's great to see my brothers and my sisters every time I go back or to an American event. As you both know, when you walk in the door at an American event, it's like walking into a family reunion every time. And I love that it trickles into not just the contestants, but the dressers and the dancers. And you get to know
Promoters.
formers and promoters. It's just like everybody knows you and you know everybody walking into a system. We just had Miss Missouri a couple weeks ago. And I loved going there because you saw more than Miss Missouri's that were there. There were so many formers from other systems and other prelims that came and supported. It's great to see our family, and our family is now getting to grow. We're getting new additions.
I agree. And I wanted to give a shout out because that was the first prelim for Miss Gay America was Miss Gay Missouri, and Penelope Booz is
Yes.
the reigning. And then Heather Fellas is the first alternate.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And I
that's
actually was lucky enough to coach Heather Fellas in interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And everybody looked, and it was beautiful. Everything online looked amazing. Ivy
Oh,
Drip looked
congratulations to the Missouri board, their new venue. The casino was a beautiful venue. It was very reminiscent of Miss Gay America. Having the
It
hotel.
looked like a lovely venue. Yes.
It was great. I hope they continue it there. I know they worked really hard and raised a lot of money to get it there. And in my opinion, it was beautifully done. And it was it's a well-oiled machine, the Missouri system.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. That board, they got it down to the T. It's great.
Casey, can you tell everyone your meaning of excellence?
Oh, wow. My meaning of excellence. An on-stage question and answer. An on-screen question and answer. Really, I think excellence means exuding your best foot forward, regardless of a good or bad day. It's going into the day with a positive attitude. And regardless of what happens, you end the day on a positive note. So just waking up and saying, I'm going to be the best version of myself, no matter what life throws at me. Going to bed saying it might not have been my day, but you know what? I was proud of this one thing that I did. I think that's that positivity that we see at every prelim, that we see every January. Everybody's always happy and feeling positive, regardless of what goes on behind the scenes. Excellence is what we exude because we're a family, and good or bad days, we're going to exude positivity when it comes down to it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for the two of you sharing your time with me today. I thought that, you know what, Katia just wrote a little message, so I thought I would post it up here for fun.
Let's take a question from the audience.
Make y'all giggle a little. Yeah, she's gonna wrap up the show, doesn't she?
When was the last time I saw you, Katia? That was the last time I throat punched someone.
And to answer your question, yes, my favorite pickle is Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats.
Ooh,
Is that something dirty?
The TV cartoon show, the Rugrats on Nickelodeon.
I did not know about that.
Oh, it was a cartoon in the 90s, and
I
the
wish
family's name was
I wish I could
Pickles.
pull pictures up for you.
I was busy being a very large celebrity in the 90s.
And you still are. You still are, Miss Charity.
Yes, I love it. And I love it. It's an icon. Icon is the correct word, Casey. You said it perfectly.
That part.
But it's just been an overwhelming great evening. Thank you so much. Because I'm going through all my life stressors and stuff.
Yes.
It's just an absolute treat for me to get to talk to both of you and get to know you both a little bit more. And I can't wait to continue to, our relationships together. And Thank you. That's all
Thank you. It was an honor.
Thank you,
Thank
Morgan.
you.
Morgan,
It's a
Morgan.
pleasure. So I'm going to bid you both adieu. Charity, why don't you say goodbye real quick to everybody? I'm gonna
Good
say
night, everybody. Gosh, it's 7:15 here, so I'm going to dinner.
yes, out with your friends. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you again so much, and I can't wait to see you soon. Maybe in
Alrighty.
Delaware. Thank you, my love. Casey, why don't you say goodbye to everybody? Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me, Morgan. Everybody out there, we will see you very soon in a city near you. And keep a lookout for the song of the day tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one.
I will. Thank you, babe. Have a great night.
I love.
What a fantastic evening. I hope y'all got out of it what I got out of it. I just enjoyed them so much. Just positivity, the smiles, and just really cool to get to know them a little bit more than I already did. Thank you again for tuning in. If you haven't done it already, please hit that share button. The more people we bring in, the more people that fall in love with the umbrella called the America System. Anyway, I also want to mention that next show that I have on my podcast, it's going to be on, oh my gosh, I wrote it down. I don't even remember right now, April 22nd. And it's going to be jam-packed with a lot of great guests. I have Susie Wong, your former Miss Gay America 2017. But I also wanted to bring in some promoters. I want to get to know promoters a little bit more and just get the ins and outs and what the year is going to be looking like for them. So this time I have Janice Marie and Brooklyn Bessette. They're the Miss Gay Diamond America and also received an award this year for how great they did with their prelims. And also I have longevity and just an amazing person, Daniel Eckstorm, the Miss Gay Arizona America promoter. So I'm so excited to see everyone then. Make sure you put on your calendars April 22nd. But thank you again for joining me tonight, and I hope to see you soon. Have a good evening.